Alright guys, today we're having a look at the Star Wars Hot Wheels Starships Select Republic Gunship. It's been a good year for the for Republic Gunship fans. You got in the Micro Galaxy and you got in the Starship Select. First the stand. It's the same exact stand as the normal one. Sometimes the height, varies of this part. It's the same two-piece thing that you get in the box and snap together yourself. There's the debossed lettering. Public Gunship. Copyright stuff. I'm glad they put it on the bottom where nobody will ever see it. And then here's what it's like on the stand. Like the others, the ball joint will deteriorate over the years. Mine is nice and stiff right now, but give it a few years of taking it on and off, it's going to eventually deteriorate like they all do. But as you can see, a lot of posability with these. I like that you can keep it however you like. The only minute issue with it is if you tilt the gunship downward like this and give it a little help, it's going to fall over. It's worse than the snow speeder. It's probably the worst I've experienced, but it does stand up, when you can, bang on it somewhat and it's not going to fall over, but any help and it'll fall over if you lean it all the way forward. There's no problem if you just keep it steady, though. Straight, I mean. But there's always going to be that bit of weight leaning forward. We'll look over the ship now. As you can see, it's sort of the Clone Wars version and sort of the Attack of the Clones version. It's the Clone Wars version in that it's missing the little... I assume it's to get to the pilot seat. I'm not exactly sure, but there was like a throughway on this side and this side. You can see it's sort of... The lines are defined somewhat right there. And that's where the guns would be hooked on. So that's it. It's like the Clone Wars version in that it has this filled in, but it also has these Clone Wars style doors that would just kind of swing out to the back. And in Clone Wars, there's a little like weird separation down the middle. If you've seen the show, and it'll open up in two halves. And I don't see that separation there. So it's like a weird amalgamation. Not that it's, a big problem or anything. It's still a very nice mold and it looks great. Trumps the titanium one and the previous Hot Wheels one in terms of detail and paint. There's your cockpit. The guns don't move. There's no features on these. These are more of a collector's, series where you get them and you put them on your shelf, and they look nice, just like that. There's your cannons. I've done hardly anything with these, so any chips you see came with it. So far, it looks pretty good. This one's a little weird. They mushroomed this part, the two halves together here, but there's a screw in the back, so it's not... I guess the screw, if you were to unscrew it, would take the wings off. I'm not going to do it, but I assume that's what that's for. There's your guns. Give you a look at the bottom. There's your windows. They're a little skewed. It looks kind of odd. You can see the lines here don't quite work. Same with the other one. Not a big deal. There's your canopy. No issues or overspray there. It looks pretty good. And then your little missile loaders at the top. You can see what looks to be a bit of a chip right there during the manufacturing process. And the gun is pretty sturdy. I would say that's not going to break on you unless you really abuse it. And it looks pretty good too. I'm definitely a fan of this. We'll go ahead and compare it to the previous Hot Wheels. There's your tiny little Hot Wheels version. This was for the normal Hot Wheels Star Wars Starships line. There's your size. Quite a bit bigger on this one. But this one is actually the Attack of the Clones version. So it has the, I assume they'd have a hole here if they wanted to be that detail-oriented, but they elected to just fill it in here. And you can see the cannons. They don't move at all. But very obviously meant to be the Attack of the Clones version. It has the missile loaders filled in here for whatever reason, which isn't accurate to the movie, but that's fine. I guess every gunship comes with its own little inaccuracies in some way because there's been so many versions of them. And then here's the titanium version, which is meant to be the Clone Wars version. This is what I was talking about with the door separation, where the two halves would open up, and it's missing the throughway to the pilot's section right there. There's your comparison. You can see it's also quite small. It's very oddly proportioned, this one. But it's cute. I like it. You can see it's very cartoonish, meant to represent the Clone Wars TV show. I'm definitely partial to this one. I do love the Attack of the Clones version, and I wish it had the bubble turrets. That one will always be my favorite, from how they, they swoop in and start gunning down all those the pathetic droids. That's it for the model. Let's go ahead and have a look at the box real quick. You can see this is number 12. Your premium box looks a lot better than the standard Hot Wheels, and you don't have to destroy it to open it. Thank you, Mattel. I really appreciate you not making me destroy your packages to get the toy out. I'm loving the packaging for these so far. That's it for the Gunship. Stay tuned for more reviews. Thank you for watching, guys.